Hello, and welcome to my review of Psyllium Husk tablets as promised. I said I would try this product and give you my review of them. And I'd like to start by saying I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I started with taking two a day, and maybe up to four a day, two at different times a day, and you get some movement, but the going is still tough, which means I would have to take more. Because I'm on the high protein, high fats diet, I would have to take more as a source of fiber. These are a source of fiber. They're to supplement your fiber intake. They're for supplementing your fiber intake. But I would have to take more. But the thing is with me, fiber to me, what fiber does to me is it swells out my belly like a poison pup. These are a wire brush. These are a wire brush, and this is a sponge. This is a sponge, and I'd much rather use a sponge than a wire brush. But I find when I use fiber, if you take lentils for example, beans, lentil all bran, any source of fiber like this, it swells up my belly like it gets a bloated thing. You don't need to exacerbate that problem of the extended gut. So uh, I don't like that side effect for starters. And then of course there's the flatulence. Now I have a history of snoring here in the 18-bed dorm, and even though I have that issue resolved now, I think if I was to start dropping bombs, it would probably be the straw that would break the camel's back. So fibre for me, I have to say, between the build-up of gases and the extended gut and the flatulence, I would much rather use use this. Use this. I would much rather use this over this any day. Um, I remember one time I used to drink with a girl from a rural town in Ireland, and she was telling me that when she was pregnant, all the old ones in the town told her to drink loads of olive oil. And she said she drank loads of olive oil while she was pregnant, and she said the baby just shot out like that. She said it was, and she was like that. Now I don't know how well it would work for babies because I don't have empirical knowledge in this regard, but I do know one thing: it works very well for shite. A bit of lube, as they say. I take 3 spoons in the morning and 3 spoons in the evening, and that works well for me. But obviously, you take it to a requirement. You regulate this yourself. You can regulate yourself once you start on your diet, depending on a number of variables. But if you start say with maybe 2 spoons in the morning, 2 spoons in the evening, and this extra virgin one, a good quality olive oil, is a lot easier to drink. It's actually very easy. This is actually delicious. And then throw in your odd orange as well, which you'll also get your vitamin C. Now, now, now that would be much my preference when it comes to um, um, resolving that issue of constipation due to, as I say, the high fats, high protein diet. But there's a number of issues that cause constipation. Like the same girl now that gave me the psyllium husks also gave me this vitamin C. She gave me this Candia support this intestinal health. This is a very good brand of supplements. This now brand, I will say that I know this. I know this from experience. She gave me this apple pectin, and she gave me the taurine, which I reviewed the other day. Now the taurine, I have to say, out of everything, I find this fabulous. So the taurine stays, but the rest of it I can discard. I could fuck that in the bin because this would indicate to me that this girl suffered from IBS. Um, um, IBS, yeah. Uh, what's his IBS stand for? Boundary syndrome, irritated bowel syndrome, bowel syndrome. Bowel syndrome, IBS, irritated bowel syndrome, I think it is called. I think the word is irritated. It's not irritated, but irritated bowel syndrome anyway. It's a condition in the gut. This is not the way I would treat IBS. Now, of course, you could say, "Oh, but you're not a doctor, Dave. You're not a doctor." Don't fucking trigger me. I'll tell you now, this is not the way I would treat IBS. She probably had some other pharmaceutical medicines as well that she was taking for this IBS. But the way I would treat IBS is I would get some linseed, put it in an egg cup, pour some boiling water on it, soak it overnight, and in the morning then it'll have a gooey consistency. It'll have be sort of like a slimy constituency, like a slimy sort of constituency to it, like a goo, and you just drink this off in the morning. It'll line your intestine. Now this will resolve from most, if not all, of your symptoms from IBS. And then of course combine that with change your diet, and of course introduce some the olive oil and your orange, and I think it's a lot better. I'm not a big man for taking tablets. It's not that it's sort of like the calories. When I'm taking tablets, I like to take tablets that are going to be the most effective. Like for example, like I will continue to use these taurine while I'm on this. I don't mind taking taurine, but see all the rest of that shite, like that's just too many tablets for me. I'd rather take, maybe say, if I'm going to take that many tablets, I'd rather take something like Animal Pack, and I'd rather take an Animal Pack over all that shite. But as I said, the linseed soaked overnight in the egg cup, it will resolve any issues with IBS. Irritable bowel syndrome. Isn't that it? Irritable bowel syndrome. Yes, the linseed soaked in the egg cup will resolve any of those issues. But and then as I said, the rather than fibre, I much rather use the olive oil. It's a gentle laxative, but not only that, it's very good for your brain. It'll improve the neuroplasticity in your brain. Very good for your skin. Very good for your hair. Very good for your body overall. And you can't really drink enough of it. You needn't bother counting the calories because, as I say, this'll lean you out of anything. I don't think you can drink too much of it because, as I say, if you drink too much, it becomes an absolute laxative. But it most certainly won't fatten you. It'll lean you right out. Because your body won't retain fat because it's getting a constant supply of fat. It has no need to retain the fat. It has no need to hold on to fat thinking it's not going to get any more fat because your body has a need for fats. But if it's getting a constant supply of fats, it doesn't feel the need to retain the fat, and it'll let it go. So this will actually lean you right out with of course keeping an eye on the rest of your nutrition. You can't go off to McDonald's and stuff your face and then fucking drink a couple of spoons of olive oil. That was like me with the black cumin seed oil. I'll be going back on that now shortly as well. But that's my review of the psyllium husks. Fibre for me is a no-no over the olive oil. They're not for me. They're not for me at all. I didn't like them. Of course, people might argue that. They might say, oh, fibre. I don't give a fuck. They're not for me. That's my review. They're not for me. Good luck.